I've got to say, when it comes to the Call of Duty Vanguard beta, I was decently surprised. I wasn't extremely happy with it, and neither was I extremely disappointed with it. Now, to be fair, my expectations were at the bottom of the barrel. It doesn't take much at all to impress me when it comes to Call of Duty anymore. So the slightest things will, make me happy and smile. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's a little bit more playable than Modern Warfare, and it's a bit more of my style compared to a Treyarch-styled game like Black Ops Cold War. Even though I think Black Ops Cold War is a much more fast-paced title, it's a lot more action than Vanguard, I just always enjoyed the more tactical side of games like the Modern Warfare franchise, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. I've always enjoyed that playstyle, and Vanguard kind of reminds me of that, but a little bit more playable, and they fixed a lot of the mistakes that obviously Infinity Ward made when it came to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So, with that being said, those tiny adjustments, kind of impressed me. But at the end of the day, I think the mass majority of the community is extremely disappointed with Vanguard, not only because of the gameplay options that they made in the title, but also because, once again, it's another World War II shooter. Now, I do want to make it very, very, very clear. I love World War II games, and I know it's a constant flow of new people coming to this channel, so not everybody's going to hear a lot of my past videos right away, and then not a lot of people are going to hear that I enjoy World War II games, so I just want to make it very clear in this one right here. Yes, I love World War II games. Like what you're watching on the screen right here, Call of Duty World at War. This is one of my top favorite Call of Duty games out there. Just screw that. This is one of my top favorite FPS games out there. I love Call of Duty World at War. So me personally, I love World War II games. But for the mass majority of the community, I think they kind of died out. If you think about it, back in their primes, like I just said with Call of Duty World at War, these games were really populated around World War II time periods. What came before Call of Duty 4? It was Call of Duty 4 then World at War. But what came before all that stuff? All World War II titles. Call of Duty 1 through Call of Duty 3 were World War II. Call of Duty 2, the big red one, was World War II. A lot of other Medal of Honor, a bunch of their games, World War II. A lot of games stuck around that time period because it was just simply popular. But again, because they did it so much in the past, it became a little oversaturated and the community got sick of it. That's why you see such a long break. I mean, between Call of Duty World at War to Call of Duty World War II, what is that, like 8+ years? We haven't seen a World War II title come back to Call of Duty. But Activision doesn't do this for no reason. I think that's very clear. As a business, their number one goal is to make as much money as possible. They know for a fact that they go ahead and, put out a bunch of World War II shooters over modern day titles, near futuristic, or anything that's really popping right now in any type of FPS community. They're going to fall behind in trends, and they're going to lose a lot of people, and they're probably going to be losing a lot of money as well to other competition out there. So their main concern is to bring in as many people as possible, so that means as little World War II games in between as they could possibly get. And again, this is smart, because even though I do enjoy World War II games, I can admit too many World War II games can get a bit stale. There's not enough content to redo these games every single year, especially when all these games revolve around content, having a bunch of weapons, having a bunch of maps, having a bunch of this and that. You can't keep doing that when it comes to a World War II game because there's only so many things that's happened in that time period. And that right there is a situation that we're running into with Call of Duty Vanguard. A lot of the content, the weapons, and everything in the game is going to be completely copied and pasted from Call of Duty World War II over to Call of Duty Vanguard. Shoot, I can even say from Call of Duty World at War over to Call of Duty Vanguard. It's the same thing. It's World War II, the same weapons, the same crap every single time around. And honestly, the content isn't even the bad part because like I just said, if they give us enough time in between, then using the Tommy gun is going to be refreshing again. Using the MP40 will be refreshing again. But they only gave us 3 years in between these titles, and there's still people completely populating Call of Duty World War II, grinding it constantly. Even a lot of content creators still are making content specifically on Call of Duty World War II. The game did not die in any way, shape, or form. And they're already coming out with Call of Duty Vanguard, once again, another World War II shooter back to back. When companies do this, typically it runs it into very bad spots. For example, the Battlefield franchise. They went from Battlefield 1 over to Battlefield 5. Now, of course, Battlefield 5 had tons of issues. It wasn't a good game at all in any type of way, especially with the gameplay. Again, that's an opinion right there. That's my personal opinion. I know other people might share a different opinion, but a lot of the community despised Battlefield 5, and it showed with the sales. But one of the biggest concerns was that people thought it was just DLC for Battlefield 1. And that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like it was anything different. It wasn't a more exciting experience because they connected two time periods that were very close together back to back. And Battlefield games don't release yearly. They release like every 2 to 3 years. So for about 4 to 5 years, we have been stuck in World War I and World War II in the Battlefield franchise instead of skipping from World War I over to a modern day game, then back to World War II with Battlefield 5. No, it was straight 4+ years of World War II titles. In order to make an old school classic like this work nowadays, you have to give time in between. It's not like it was back in their prime where World War II games were popping and that's all people wanted. It's not like that anymore. The community has completely adjusted, and even though I'm very happy to see Vanguard come out for a World War II shooter because I've been really craving a more World War II vibed game, and it gives me a little bit more of this than in Call of Duty World War II for an example. But still, at the end of the day, I can see why everybody's very disappointed, and I can also see why the numbers for this game are decreasing already from past titles like Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War. Now, personally, I feel like there was a really easy fix for this whole situation where they could still keep a World War II shooter, but make it more better for the current day community for Call of Duty, especially coming 3 years after a World War II shooter that just dropped. Now, again, I am kind of happy to see a World War II shooter coming, even 3 years after, because I wasn't impressed with World War II. I didn't get my World War II craving because it's been such a long time since World War II. So being able to actually play a game that's a little bit more playable, in my personal opinion, in the World War II time period is very nice. But for the mass majority of the community, I feel like they should have just went with a more fictional route when it came to World War II. Forget anything and everything that is related to World War II. Just scrap it all and come up with our own storyline. This way they could have still held on to the World War II theme, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be just another World War II game. You know, coming 3 years after Call of Duty World War II, at least it would have spiced it up a little bit. You know, imagine World War II soldiers with near-futuristic tech, or even jetpacks, or all this wild crap they could have stuffed into a game, and they could have also went all out with attachments too. I've seen a lot of people talking about the attachments in Call of Duty Vanguard, saying that they're not historically accurate and stuff like that. And you see, this is the problem with bringing in a game into a time period that consists of a community who is very hardcore when it comes to realism. Again, I don't really mind too much. I don't care for the red dots. It's just whatever. I like having red dots on my weapons, but there's a lot of people out there who hate the type of scopes, the type of attachments, because it doesn't go into the World War II theme. Now, I'm not going to say what side I'm on with this whole stuff because I don't really care about it right now, but to resolve the issue for everybody, making a fictional World War II game would allow them to be able to go all out with different attachments, different weapons, and it wouldn't piss off the hardcore realism World War II vets because it's not a World War II game, it's fictional. So when these individuals come to try out their game, they're not going to come and play it with the mindset that's going to be a World War II game. No, they're going to come in with the mindset that it's a fictional styled World War II game, which will be a lot more open for the developers to mess around and have a good time. Also, we've never seen something like this in the Call of Duty franchise. This would have been new, it would have been unique, and honestly, I feel like a lot of Call of Duty players would have eaten it up. Something like Wolfenstein style, you know, something like that would have been killer for the Call of Duty franchise because it fits in with the stupidly arcade fast gameplay. Honestly, if Treyarch ever does make another World War II game, I think their playstyle would fit perfectly with that type of time period because it'll allow them to do all this fictional crap, even if they go back to jetpack CODs. Honestly, I really do think that jetpack Call of Duty games are coming back. I was going to make a video about this, but I guarantee that maybe within maybe the next 3 to 4 years, I bet there has to be a jetpack Call of Duty title coming eventually. It has to be. But if Treyarch goes ahead and makes one, if they make a World War II jetpack game, that would be actually so kick-ass. Because it's never been done, and also it would be creative, new, and freaking badass. Come on now. World War II soldiers with jetpacks and all futuristic tech. I would love to get my hands on that. But to sum everything up, I truly don't think Call of Duty Vanguard is going to perform that well when it comes to initial sales this year. Now, will it outsell a bunch of other titles? Yes, I even think it's going to outsell Battlefield 2042, even though I am completely on Team Battlefield 2042 and I'm beyond excited to see what that game has in store. I'm pumped for that. At the end of the day, it's Call of Duty. I mean, what can we say? And as much as I rant, as much as I talk crap, or anybody else, you know, tries to expose anything on the internet about this game, nobody cares. There's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of individuals who give two shits about what goes on YouTube or what any content creator has to say. They just want to buy it for the campaign. They want to buy it for zombies. They just want to buy it to play multiplayer 2 times in 1 year. Those are the individuals who are going to be coughing up money. So, yeah, Call of Duty is going to make bank regardless, and they're going to outsell pretty much every company out there. But compared to other Call of Duty titles out there, I think it's going to do a lot worse. I mean, the Call of Duty community is already sick and fed up from all the horrible business practices that Activision is forcing into the Call of Duty franchise, including skill-based matchmaking, which is probably number 1 on the list there. People are already leaving the franchise because of that. And then here they are, and they see another World War II game after we just got done with this. It's pretty much going to be copy and pasted content put directly into this game. So nobody's going to buy that either. So they're going to take a break again from that reason. I just do not think This is going to sell good. It's going to perform good. It will have a good audience there. You know, there's going to be people playing Vanguard, obviously, especially since Warzone's coming in. They're going to integrate it directly into that game. That's where literally all the views and all the popularity for Vanguard is going to come directly from Warzone. I guarantee it. But for the 6v6 side, might be kind of screwed this year. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, you want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so: for Twitter and Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also, you want to catch me live stream some video games I do over on Twitch. Link to that is down in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.